I, 28 female, have been dating my boyfriend Mark 30 male for a little over a year. Things are serious enough that meeting his parents was inevitable, but I'd been nervous about it for weeks. Mark had warned me his mom could be intense. He didn't sugarcoat it, which I appreciated, but I still wasn't prepared for how calculated she would be. We drove 3 hours to their house for a weekend visit. The moment we walked in, his dad greeted me with a warm smile, shook my hand, and immediately started asking about my job and where I grew up. Easy. Normal. Comforting. His mom, on the other hand, looked me up and down like she was assessing damage. Dinner was where it started. I'd spent time picking out an outfit, nothing flashy, just a simple dress. As soon as I sat down, she smiled thinly and said, "Oh. That's brave. I suppose young women dress much more casually these days." Before I could even process that, Mark said calmly, "Mom, she looks great. Let's not start like that." She blinked, clearly annoyed, but moved on. When I talked about my job, she tilted her head and said, "That sounds nice. Is it more of a temporary thing, or do you see yourself doing something bigger eventually?" Mark didn't miss a beat. "She's doing exactly what she wants to be doing. It's not temporary." Later, when I helped clear dishes, she laughed softly and said, "You know, Mark's ex was wonderful in the kitchen. Such a natural homemaker." Mark, from across the room. "And that's why she's my ex. Please stop comparing." The room went silent. His dad awkwardly cleared his throat and changed the subject, clearly used to this dynamic. The next morning, his mom commented on my coffee order. "No cream." "Oh. Watching your figure? Smart. Some women let themselves go once they're comfortable." Mark put his mug down and said, firmly, "Mom. That's enough. You're being rude." She tried to laugh it off. "Oh, I'm just making conversation." He replied. "No, you're making digs. If it continues, we'll leave." I almost cried. Not because she was mean, but because no one had ever defended me like that before, so consistently and without hesitation. The rest of the visit was tense but quiet. She stayed polite after that, clearly realizing her tactics weren't working. His dad apologized to me privately and told me, "She tests people. You handled it well." On the drive home, I told Mark I didn't want to come between him and his family. He took my hand and said, "You're not. She is. And I won't let anyone treat you like that. We've since agreed that future visits will be shorter and on our terms." I didn't walk away from that weekend feeling insecure. I walked away feeling chosen. Update, he proposed, and his mom finally crossed the line. Hi everyone. I honestly didn't expect to be back with an update this big, but here we are. A few months after the visit with Mark's parents, things between us just kept getting stronger. We talked a lot about boundaries, especially when it came to his mom. Mark was clear, our relationship came first, and he wasn't willing to let anyone poison it. Last weekend, he planned a quiet getaway for us. Nothing flashy, just a cabin, a lake, and a long walk at sunset. I thought it was just a reset from work stress. I was wrong. He stopped near the water, got visibly nervous, and said, "I know my family can be complicated. But life with you isn't. Will you marry me?" He got down on one knee. I said yes, before he even finished the question. I don't think I've ever been that happy. We told my parents first. They cried, hugged us, and immediately started talking about wedding ideas. Then came telling Mark's family. His dad was overjoyed. He hugged Mark and told me, "Welcome to the family." I could tell he genuinely meant it. Then his mom found out. She didn't congratulate us. She didn't even fake a smile. Instead, she said, "You're making a huge mistake. You barely know her. She's not right for you." Mark tried to redirect it first. "Mom, we're happy. That's what matters." She ignored him and turned to me. "I always knew this would happen. You've been pulling him away from his family since the moment you showed up." That's when Mark snapped. He stood up and said, louder than I've ever heard him speak, "No. You have been pushing me away for years. The difference now is that I'm done letting you hurt someone I love." She started crying, loudly, and accused me of manipulating him, of changing him, of trying to replace her. Mark didn't back down. "You've been disrespectful to her from the first minute you met her. I warned you. I set boundaries. You ignored every single one." She tried to interrupt him, but he kept going. So here's what's going to happen. We're getting married. You will not be involved in our lives moving forward. And you are not invited to the wedding. The room went dead silent. His dad looked stunned but didn't argue. He just nodded slowly. His mom screamed that he'd regret this, that I'd leave him, that he was choosing a stranger over his own mother. Mark said calmly. I'm choosing my future. We left immediately. Since then, Mark's dad has reached out to say he understands and wants to remain in our lives. Mark told him that door is open as long as it stays respectful. As for his mom, there's been radio silence. I won't lie, it hurts that it came to this. I never wanted to be the reason a family broke apart. But Mark keeps reminding me that this didn't start with me, and it didn't end with me either. We're planning a small wedding surrounded by people who love and respect us. And for the first time, I feel completely safe stepping into the next chapter of my life.